When humans first learned to control fire and later to harness the power of electricity, we vastly expanded our physical limits. Now we are approaching a threshold that eclipses even those early discoveries. We are standing in the foothills of the singularity, a pivotal moment that marks a definitive shift in the human story. The driver of this shift is artificial general intelligence, or AGI, a system capable of exhibiting every cognitive function the human brain possesses. At its core, the hardware powering this intelligence is made of silicon. We have found a way to make sand think. This graph maps the historical trajectory of the Industrial Revolution against the projected growth of AGI. The impact is estimated at 10 times the magnitude, moving at 10 times the speed. With that raw computational power, problems taking decades to solve could be resolved in months. We could accelerate drug discovery, create novel advanced materials, and engineer clean energy. If automated discovery reduces synthesis costs and clean energy provides near-infinite power, the traditional limits on manufacturing and medicine begin to dissolve. As the cost of these basic human needs drops, the historical struggle for resources effectively ends. But reaching that state requires surviving the transition. Right now, early-stage models are already exposing vulnerabilities in global cybersecurity. As these models become more capable, emerging threats include biological risks, nuclear security threats, and the deployment of autonomous, agentic AI. A specific danger comes from systems designed to recursively improve themselves. If an AI can write better code to upgrade its own architecture, it begins evolving at speeds entirely beyond human oversight. These risks are compounding because of the current development environment. Global powers and massive corporations are locked in an intense, multi-layered race to reach AGI first. This chart illustrates a critical disconnect. We have a steeply climbing line representing the rapid growth of AI capabilities, diverging from a flat horizontal line tracking our actual understanding of how these models function. The inner mechanics are so opaque that even the leading technical experts building these systems disagree on what will happen as they scale. Without a consensus on the technology's inner logic or a shared agreement on its limits, we are deploying powerful agents that we can neither predict nor reliably restrain. To regain control, we need public policy that incentivizes responsibility. The United States is positioned to establish a frontier AI standards body, a public-private partnership structured much like the organizations that regulate financial markets. Because large-scale testing requires massive computational resources, the funding for this body would primarily come from the AI industry itself, allowing it to attract world-class technical talent. This flowchart outlines the primary safety mechanism. Before release, a neural network moves into an isolated testing environment for a 30-day review. Assessors look for watermarks, bypassed guardrails, and deceptive behavior. To prevent overfitting, older benchmarks are continuously replaced with new, held-out tests. Over time, this process would foster an entire ecosystem of independent auditors, establishing a baseline that can eventually scale into shared international standards. By implementing a mandatory evaluation period and updating the testing criteria dynamically, we apply necessary friction to the development cycle, transforming a reckless sprint into a managed deployment. Solving the technical safety issues is only the first step. Once deployed, AGI will begin autonomously reordering the core systems that structure our society. If intelligence and labor become abundant and virtually free, we will have to rethink our economic models so that people can thrive in a post-scarcity environment. When an artificial system can execute any cognitive task better than a human, our standard definitions of purpose and value will be called into question. These are profound philosophical shifts. Answering them cannot be left to engineers alone. It requires the active participation of every sector of society. Right now, the conversation around AI is dominated by intense excitement and deep uncertainty, and both reactions are justified. We are operating within a rapidly closing window of time. The architecture for governing this technology must be built before these systems are fully realized. The window to build these safeguards is open right now. By establishing a rigorous framework of scientific testing and international standards today, We ensure the next phase of human development is defined by deliberate choices rather than uncalculated risks.